Hello everyone, my name is Moji, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble News Channel. Looks like I have 150 in the bag. I'm going to stick with that. I think we will get to 150, and I think there might be a good number above that. If things go the way I think they will. What did Mark Yusko say about Bitcoin in 2024? That was from an interview earlier this year. In today's clip, we look at 2 interviews with Mark Yusko where we talk about what's next for Bitcoin in late 2024. Stay tuned until the end, it's a good one. Also, if you're new to the channel, please think about becoming a subscriber. Every day we add new movies about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. My name is Moji and I work for Bitcoin Bros. Please visit our Patreon page to become a member of our VIP crypto group. We give you the best alpha in crypto and keep you up to date on the latest Bitcoin news. Check that out. Let's hear what Mark has to say about Bitcoin's future. The bad news is that I think 2024 will be a surprise. Once more, I don't think it's collapse or sadness. I just think that everyone who was on one side of the boat is now on the other side of the boat feeling good. When you look at the economy as a whole, though, almost all of the major economic indicators just hit new cycle lows. It's the lowest it's been in 4 rounds. I don't think we've ever done that, I think. I don't think we've ever had so many negative reports of LI in a row. Crazy. That's one PMI that's down. Raul has been talking about this since PMI eyes have turned. I believe you just talked to Jim Bianco. The things Jim said might have been about PMIs. There's a lot of economic data that makes it seem a little worse, though. It's going to surprise a lot of people how low GDP was in the first quarter, but that's how things work. They change with the seasons, but they don't seem to do it right. That means it's always the last quarter. They might be getting close to 0, I think. I am not sure if it will go down. Yes, I see. There is more difference in wealth and income than ever before in the history of our republic. It really is amazing. If a bank can borrow from one side of the house and lend to the other side of the same house and make a spread, that's a risk-free trade. But if you do things like this to help the rich, you're giving them money. That's a real gift from the government. And when they decide to give money to other governments, that money goes back to the defense companies that they own shares in. Or, and this is crazy when Ms. Pelosi is working on a bill about semiconductors. Her husband is buying and selling Nvidia stock. Like right now, what will happen because of that corruption? It will mean that you have to make your other statement come true, which is that people need money to buy things. So when you lower the value of the currency, prices start to go up. The trouble is that they don't rise in a straight line. Instead, they rise in a parabola. That's where you get it. I don't want to say that it will be like the Weimar Republic. In the end, the only way for the normal person to stay alive will be for the government to give them money. Then, it's not even about staying alive, it's just about voting for me and keeping me in power. That's why I have to give you enough. It could be free gas, power, spending money, UBI, or something else. But I haven't heard the word UBI in a while. It's interesting. It was very hot. For example, if I looked at the search for UBI, that big jump happened about 18 months ago. Not many people talk about that these days. But I'm really worried about the drop in value. What does that mean for one of my other statements about Bitcoin prices? Nice stuff. Now is the year. Time for me to talk about this year. This is crazy. There's been talk about this. I looked through my Twitter history to see when I first talked about this. This is something I've been talking about since 2018, which seems like a long time ago. That's a long time. I've been talking about this cycle for 14 years and people are sick of hearing about it. But now it's here. We're only a week, no days away from 2024. And 2024 is the start. This is the first year, 2024, that the fair value is being cut in half. This brings it from 51, 52. Let's just round it to 50, to 100. Okay, that's 100. Then, in June, we see the start of the steep drop in crypto prices. So we move from crypto summer, which was the move toward fair value, to the soaring, oh my god, FOMO, everyone in the pool peak. I also said that I believe the system has less power this time. Now, instead of the 2.3 fair value, we might only get a 1.5 fair value this time. Okay, that's the most. Those guys are 250. I'm most likely around 150. That's just about the supply and demand of the change, the halving, and the quantity that's around. When did those financial advisors get the message that they needed to stop being 0? Had to get no points. 10% of a point. That's $30 billion. Okay, the value of Bitcoin would change if $30 billion were spent on it. But 1% is $300 billion. Which isn't even a crazy number. There has never been more money than $300 billion. More fiat cash than Bitcoin has ever been turned into. People say no to it for the first 15 years because it's a $1 trillion asset. I said, yeah, but $1 trillion haven't gone in yet. Okay, a couple $100 billion have been turned into Bitcoin. Okay, the rest is bid-ask gap, appreciation, network growth, and rising caps and laws. So if you put $300 billion into an asset that doesn't already have $300 billion in it, there were going to be big changes. That being said, your point about where is also going to be made. Take a look at my whole life. I worked in institutional investment. I worked for 2 big allocators. I got paid to give these companies money. In terms of the people that everyone is talking about right now, Druckenmiller is one of them. I had money with Stan Druckenmiller when he worked at Soros, when he left Soros, and when he ran Duquesne. Also, Howard Marks is in the news because I was one of the first investors with him when he left Trust Company of West. I'm just old. I've been here for a long time and have put these people in charge. First, I know how much capital they have. Second, I know how forward-thinking they are. Third, I know what kind of cash they need to put their capital to work, since we're not talking about thousands or millions of dollars.